What's poppin'? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy. It's your boy, Young Turtle. We back in it, man. To get on the stand, remember how? Yeah, I remember, bro. Did you do it? Oh my gosh, get some agua in me, bro. What's happening, gang? What's everybody doing, man? Yo, I got a special stream tonight, man. This one's real special. We're gonna attempt to go deep. Uh-oh. Let's see. We're gonna attempt to go deep. What's up, Twitch? How y'all doing? How's everybody doing on Twitch? Nah, bro. I told my dad, yeah, but I was wondering if I had to be in the mixtape or not. Can I be? Because it's 55 for the you talking about for the it's 55 for the family, bro. But there should be a just an individual that YouTube is up. YouTube. Yo, Unc. What's up, Warrior? What's happening? I'll never escape the Unc allegations. God, that so it'd be good with him. Man, just come to the tailgate, bro. Are you fans of any teams not in MLS? Yeah, bro. Arsenal, man. Big Arsenal, baby. Big Arsenal. Yeah, Bogosian, come to the tailgate, man. Who's that? Who's on Oh, Peanut Muncher, bro. On TikTok, on Twitch, I mean. Ridiculous name, bro. Just like Big NSC. You already know, man. All right, bet. Where I've never been to one. The tailgate's usually outside, and there's like a big soccer field outside the stadium. Like right outside the stadium. All right, man. We're going to talk some very specific Nashville SC today. So, YouTube, don't go anywhere. YouTube, don't go anywhere. Because we're about to get started. Hold on. Let's get this out of here. Bang. What's up, yo? What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Young Turtle. SF Doom. You already know what time it is. I've been thinking about something a lot recently. And it's mostly how with Nashville SC, we all thought, hold on, let me get this hair out of my way, bro. With Nashville SC, we all thought that with the arrival of BJ Callahan, the whole like defense, right? The whole defense first Nashville mentality, like the Gary Smith era was like behind us. Like we were gonna see a lot more offense at the cost of defense. That's what I remember thinking when BJ Callahan joined this team. Um, so far, I think, and I'm really gonna dive. I'm not gonna dive super deep into it, but we're gonna talk about it today, man. First, hold on one second. Hold on one second. We want to talk about. Hold on. I just want to listen to a little bit of what Hani was talking about in this interview here, this post match interview. Let's take a look.
Person for now. So go ahead. Congratulations because you make a history today for MLS.
Yep.
Tell me how hard was to do the goal after 90 minutes, trying and pushing and nothing happened.
Yeah, I mean, was a very important goal for us. We wanted to get the win on the road. We know how difficult it is in MLS to get the win on the road, but I have to give all the credit to Christian Espinosa.
Hey, yo, that's the one thing about Hani, bro. He does not have an ego like that at all, bro. He always bigs up his teammates. He always bigs everybody up, man. And like, it's so funny because in the beginning, yeah, I genuinely started jumping around when we school, bro. Same. Like I was like outside eating sushi and sake, bro, going crazy. Like I was at the sushi restaurant going crazy when I was just sitting there while I was by myself watching the game, just playing. But no preview night, no match recap. Tonight we're just gonna talk about the evolution of Nashville SC. And here's the question that I want to explore tonight, man. what is the difference between Gary Smith's Nashville and BJ Callahan's Nashville? Because on the surface they look this. I'm not gonna lie to you. On like the tippy surface, they kind of look the same. Both teams play suffocating, smothering defense. Both teams are organized. Both teams are hard to score on. Nashville has always been that. He said individual brilliance by Espinosa and the composure of Hani and that dime pass. Yeah, it started from Andy Nahar. A lot of people not talking about that. We're all watching Christian Espinosa basically crucify Rudy Camacho, but like we forget that it was a nice pass set up from Andy Nahar to get to Espinosa, who then did what he had to do and literally put it on Hani's foot into the goal. That's really more Christian Espinosa's goal than it is Hani. No disrespect to Hani. No disrespect to Hani at all, bro. That's really more Christian Espinosa put it in a way that Hani couldn't miss. He couldn't miss. He don't miss. But again, Nashville's always been a heavy defensive team, suffocating, smothering, suffering, what did you just say? Suffering succotash or whatever it was, man. Think of it like this: Gary Smith's Nashville. I want to say it's like driving. What was it? What's it like? Let me see. What's it like? What is Gary Smith's Nashville like, guys? If you guys have any thoughts, put it in. But to me, Gary Smith's Nashville is like your uncle's 87 Cutlass Supreme. Actually, no, that's too much. That's too much. Gary Smith's Nashville was like a 98 Honda Accord. Reliable. Would get you from point A to point B. Never breaks down. Never breaks down. But nobody's turning their heads when you pull up. Ain't nobody being like, damn, what they got over here? Hey, ain't nobody doing that. Nobody was doing that with Gary Smith's Nashville SC. It was a reliable team. You knew what they were going to give you. But BJ Callahan's Nashville is a lot different. BJ Callahan's Nashville, that is a Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. All right? BJ Callahan's Nashville it's still intimidating, but now you're riding around in style and you're blowing past everybody, bro. This is it's different, man. It's hard to see up front, but right, when you really break it down, that's what we're going to do tonight. That is BJ Callahan's Nashville, man. Same spirit, completely different engine. Now, OG Nashville fans, I got any OG Nashville fans in any of these chats. We live on Twitch, we live on TikTok, and we live on YouTube. I believe we're live on Kick as well. Hold on one second. Just gonna do that. This. If I have any OG Nashville fans in the chat, how many of y'all were here for the Gary Smith era? Put ones in the chat if you were here for the Gary Smith era and if you remember those days. I want to see show of hands. I just want to understand who I'm talking to right now. Because if I'm talking to some OGs, y'all will understand what I'm about to say next. I don't want to, he said right here, bro, with the broken heart, bro. That's, yikes. Oh, man, I feel that, bro. I absolutely feel that, man. Oh, my gosh, bro. That is some pain. That is some real pain that my man's he just put in the chat, bro. All right, man. Look, I'm going to be fair and I'm going to be real. Since we joined MLS, OG, not USL, unfortunately. I was here for the USL era, too. I was here for a good part of it. I lived, like, the first year in San Francisco, but then I moved back home to Nashville. Here's a foundation. Let's talk about the foundation that Gary built, because that's what you're going to have to credit Gary Smith with. Let me give him his credit, because he deserves some. Gary Smith built the defensive identity that Nashville is still. And again, I think a lot of teams, a lot of people, especially over the last 2 years, as we were kind of pivoting, trying to figure out who we were going to be under BJ Callahan, a lot of people forgot that the foundation of Nashville is defensive identity. A lot of people forgot that. You know what I'm saying? I'll play some highlights from the Gary Smith era, actually. Nashville SC is still right now. He said, "Yeah, I've always been a fan of our defense." Nashville SC is still right now known. It's like if you're not paying attention, if you're opposing teams or opposing fans or just not like really plugged in with Nashville, and you think, oh, well, they got Christian Espinosa and all these new guys. Walker Zimmerman's gone. And we're gonna talk about that. They're not as good on defense anymore. I had a New England fan tell me that. I had a New England fan tell me that we're not, our defense is going to be like they thought it was going to be a high scoring game between us and them. Man, were they wrong. Man, were they so wrong. It was a high scoring game, but not between us and them. We were high scoring and they were smothered. They couldn't do anything. But that defense, that defensive identity that Nashville SC still has, it's a team from the very beginning that was organized, a team from the very beginning that was disciplined, a team from the very beginning that was hard to break down. That was the DNA. That was the blueprint. And it worked. And it worked to a point. Nashville was one of the best defensive teams in the league. Opponents would come to Geodis Park and struggle to create chances. The team defended as one team, as a unit, okay? Everybody was in on it, right? From the forwards tracking back. This is why Dana Rios didn't really work out with Nashville, man, because he wasn't really about that defensive stuff. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm making stuff up. That's what I thought. Midfield screening and the back line staying compact. That part was real. That part of Nashville's Gary Smith era was very real. We were not gaslit into believing that our team was good defensively. My man's Cubis says, definitely I think people that forget that because we have gotten so much better in the attack. Exactly. And that's what we're about to talk about tonight. The problem, and here's the problem. Here's the problem now as we start talking about BJ Callahan's or Gary Smith's Nashville. Nashville 1.0 is what it's affectionately, and I say affectionately, I mean that. The first era of Nashville, we still have good feelings for because that's that built who we are today. I'm gonna have to put this mask on, bro. It's about to get real. It's about to get real. All right. It all fell apart in Nashville 1.0 because the philosophy went like this. Everybody defends, but not everybody attacks. Everybody defends, but not everybody attacks. Now let me break it down for you. That was the fatal flaw for Nashville, man. That was it. The entire attacking burden in Nashville 1.0 fell to one man, Hani Mukhtar. If Hani was on, Nashville could maybe nick a goal and grind out a result. But if the opponent figured out how to shut down Hani, Nashville couldn't score. It was a done deal. It was a wrap, period. There was no plan B. There was no second wave. There was no depth of attacking options. And that did not change under Gary Smith when Sam Surge came on. That was probably what really hurt him the most, is that they gave him another option outside of Hani, and he could not make it work. He could not figure out how to unlock the man from where'd Sam Smith come from? Nottingham Forest. Where did we pick him up from? I totally forgot, man. I'm not a real fan. I'm sorry. No, but that led to the most frustrating era in this club's history. How many times, chat? How many times did we watch? I gotta chill on playing the YouTube video, man. They gonna shut down my stream. Oh no! Hold on. Because it's already, give me 1 second, guys. My stream on YouTube is already wigging out here for some reason. So let's see what we can get. There we go. Highlights. Boom. No? Sidecar display. Bring it back. There we go. Alright. Where are we at? That era. That era where you had Gary Smith, Hani Mukhtar being the only man that could score for Nashville. It all fell to him, and even when we brought on Sam Surge, nothing changed. Really, nothing changed. We played so many tight defensive games well-organized defensive games, only to concede a last-second goal and lose 1-0. How many times did that happen? There were so many 1-0s, like, just games, losses that we had to endure. The saying back then, I remember it very clear. It's hard to score on Nashville, but it's not hard to beat Nashville because teams figured out the formula. Shut down Mukhtar, be patient, wait for your moment, and Nashville couldn't respond because there was nobody else who could create or finish. It's frustrating, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. There was many games in the Gary Smith era where I left Geodis Park feeling like I just watched paint dry. The 0-0 draws, the 1-0 losses where we had 35% possession and 2 shots all game. The feeling that Nashville was content to just not lose instead of trying to win. And the scoreless draws, oh man, the scoreless draws with this team. If you were here for those, you have my greatest sympathies, man. You know the pain. Nashville was the king of the 0-0. We made it an art form, and not in a good way. Quick check. What is your worst Gary Smith era memory? I know y'all got some. Drop them in the chat, man. Mine, oh man, I don't really know. It was probably just it's not really a game. It's just like when things were really falling apart, and Gary goes into the interview, the presser after a game. This is like a couple weeks before we dropped him. And he says, we're still going to make the playoffs. I've never missed playoffs. I know things aren't working now, but like he's basically playing it as a numbers game, but in a very safe, conservative way. He was just a little too conservative for me. Not talking politics. I'm talking his play style. Here's the transition. Here's what changed. Hold on. Here's what changed. BJ Callahan comes in. Mike Jacob gets Gary Smith out of there, and BJ Callahan comes in, and they put their heads together, and they didn't tear anything down. That's the key. They didn't look at Nashville's defensive identity and say, we need to start over. They looked at it and said, this is a foundation. Now let's build a skyscraper on top of it. Woo! That's I think why a lot of us are really happy now, because I can look at this Nashville team and still feel comfortable that the defensive DNA stayed and the commitment to team-wide defending is still there. The organization in the back stayed, but BJ added a little something to the mix that Gary Smith never did. He made the defense a launching pad for the attack, not just a wall. It was a springboard. Under Gary Smith, when Nashville won the ball, the mentality was, okay, let's try and keep it. Let's be safe. Let's not give it back. And half the time they would just play it backwards. You had midfielders with their back towards the opponent's goal when it should be facing the goal, meaning they're trying to drive the ball forward. I'm looking at you, Brian Anunga. Always trying to play it back, always trying to be safe, man. But under BJ Callahan, when Nashville wins the ball, the mentality is go, transition, attack, hurt them while they're unbalanced. That's the difference. That single shift in mentality changed everything for Nashville. The philosophy shift, bro. Gary Smith's philosophy, everybody defends. BJ Callahan's philosophy, everybody defends and everybody attacks. It sounds simple. It really does sound simple, right? But it's not. Implementing it is where things get a little harder. You know what I'm saying? Implementing it is where things get harder. That's where coaching separates the good from the elite. All of the good teams in MLS outside of Inter Miami have great coaches. And you might have an elite player or an elite team, but if your coach isn't on the level, you're not going to get anywhere. And we found that out with Gary Smith. We got all the way to the League Cups finals, and I'm not blaming Gary Smith's coaching for the League Cup final loss. There was a lot that went into that, and yes, Gary Smith has some blame. He also has some credit. But I think we all knew after that where things were going. Sorry, guys, my for some reason my thing is freaking out. We all understood that that was as far as we were going to go with Gary Smith. It wasn't going to get better than that, and that wasn't enough. That's the big difference. BJ delivered on the everybody attacks, everybody defends promise. He said he was going to build a team where every player contributes in both phases. He said that multiple times. Yo, Connor the GOAT, what up, man? He said that multiple times. And he did it. Look at the numbers this season. You know, starting off, I don't know where we're at now, but we had 8 different goal scorers in the first few games. It's probably more now. Midfielders like Yazbek are getting assists and almost getting goals if Sam Sturridge doesn't steal his goals. Center backs like Orlegi are driving the ball up the field. Fullbacks like Andy Nahar and Reed Baker-Whiting are creating chances. They're creating real chances, okay? Even Schwacky's distribution of the ball is a part of the attack now. That never happened. Again, Schwacky didn't play for Gary Smith, but like a lot of the stuff I'm talking about, whoever you put in those positions, it didn't happen under Gary Smith. Never. So, guys, chat, I need some interaction from the chat right now. All the chats, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, TikTok. When did you first notice the difference between these two eras, Nashville 1.0 and Nashville 2.0? Was there a specific game or moment for you that stood out? Mine, probably the when we beat Miami at home last year in the playoffs. There was a lot before that was like kind of like hints and inklings, but that was like the solid moment for me. I feel like Wednesday is going to what, man? What do you feel like Wednesday's gonna be, Connor? Spit it out. Oh man, I need some water. I'm just over here yapping. Hold on one sec. I gotta get this thing to stop following me because it's messing up. There we go. Boom. All right. Let's talk about the biggest upgrade on the field. Walker Zimmerman and Jack Maher were our center back pairing under Gary Smith. Hate to say it, I'm glad we stopped starting Joe. It's real. We about to talk about that too. It's real though. It's real. It's not like I'm glad that we stopped starting Joe Willis. Like I feel like it was just his time was up. You had to get younger as a team, and Nashville did that, and it's paying off in spades right now. But remember when we had Walker Zimmerman and Jack Maher as our starting center back pairing? And look, like Zimmerman is a legend, okay? Zimmerman is a legend. He's a U.S. international. He's great in the air. He's a leader, but there are limitations. There are obvious limitations with Walker Zimmerman, and I'm not trying to knock the man. Gift, bro. Bogosian, thank you for the rose, man. Appreciate you. I feel like we might not beat Miami on Wednesday. It's gonna be tough, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and blow smoke in your face and tell you that it's for sure. Yo, my guy Bogosian going in 14 roses. That's insane, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, brother. I'm not gonna sit here and blow smoke in your face and act like Nashville's for sure gonna beat Miami on Wednesday. I think we have a very good chance, especially with what we're seeing out of my guy Christian Espinosa right now. I think he's ready for this game against Miami. And Bogosian's still going in with he's a title gifter. Are y'all gonna let him do this? 17, 19, 21, 23, 25. Yo, he's going in, bro. 26 roses. That is amazing, bro. Thank you so much, man. You remember what happened when we played Miami with Walker Zimmerman? You remember what happened when we had Zimmerman and Maher back there? When we played teams with elite attackers like Messi and Suarez? Have you been to every home game this season? Yeah, I have. Yeah, so far. I missed a lot of home games last season because I tore my Achilles, bro. It sucked. Said, do not take me back to those. I gotta take you back. I gotta take you back, Cupid. You have to hear, man. I got you, bro. Anything for my favorite NSC reporter, my guy, bro. Yo, Bogosian's a real one, man. I gotta take you back, Landon. What's going on, man? What's popping, brother? Let me take you back, man. When we had Maher and Zimmerman back there, and we played Messi and Suarez, they got exposed, bro. They did not have the pace. They did not have the recovery speed, and against top level movement, they got caught. They did. And I'm being someone tell me if I'm being unfair. Please tell me if I'm being unfair. I'm not trying to be. I told you guys we was going to get real. I seen you marching to the stadium with the fans and everybody. Dude, that was fun, man. I talked to you at the New England game, bro. I think I remember that, man. That was a while back, bro. But I remember talking to a lot of people that game, man. Landon, come to the next game and find me there, bro. Actually, I think I'm gonna be out of town. I get to go fly out of town on right after the Miami game. I'm going on vacation, man. I could not wait, bro. Super excited for that, man. I need a break, man. Now let's look at what we have now. We talked about Walker. We talked about Maher. Let's look at what we have now. We have Maxwell Waleji and Jason Palacios. Completely different profile. Waleji is a man mountain, okay, who attacks the ball, every ball aggressively and drives play up the field. He's not just defending. He's starting attacks from the back. He's starting attacks all the way from the back, on the back, bro. Yo, Cuban saw me at the Ottawa game, bro. That was a fun one. It was pretty cold, too. I remember that. It was freezing. The last game sucked, bro. Oh, man. Against Miami in the cold and the rain, I was taking a vid. You were jumping in the vid just saying we love it. Bro, I hurt my knee doing that, bro. I had to chill, bro. I hurt my knee and still had to go cheer, bro. I thought I, hyperextended my knee doing that, man. I had to chill, bro. Again, let's talk about Waleji and Palacios, man. He's starting attacks in the back. He dribbles through pressure. He got the Paul on skates, I think Waleji did. If I'm not mistaken, go back and look at that Miami game, man. He got the Paul on skates, bro. He said, "Yeah, I'm a fan that we have a player that's basically a wall and another that can be that or more." Exactly, bro. Exactly, man. Waleji is pinging passes into the midfield. He pumps up the crowd. That's a big one, bro. That is a big one, bro. The way every time, bro, Waleji's like, yo, he pumps up the crowd at the end of the game. He's got the mic, the speakerphone, the megaphone, and like during the game, like when something big happens, he lets the crowd know to get in it. Connor asked if I'm going to the Nashville SC game versus Charlotte. I should be there. If it's not, when is that? I gotta double check. Yeah. Waka, 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 yeah, exactly. Waka, 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 Maxwell, I forget how that one goes. April 25th. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there for sure. Yep. Waleji said it himself, bro, after the Miami game. Or I'm sorry, actually, hold on. Let's take it a step back, bro. That top level movement that like Maher and Zimmerman didn't have. Palacios and Jason have it. You know, Palacios he's very good, man. Aggressive, reads the game. Like together with him and Maxwell, they give Nashville something that the old center back parents never had: the ability to defend and progress. The ability to defend and progress, bro. They don't just win the ball and give it to the midfielder. They win the ball and they go. That's what I love to see, man. I love to see that because they're constantly trying to keep the play away from our goal and on the opponent's side. And that's something that, that's how you win, bro. Keep the ball away from your goal. You guys ever heard the chant that we do when it's like, away, 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 because we don't want the ball on our side of the pitch. We want it on the opponent's side because that means we're attacking. So if we can defend up there and keep them from crossing that midfield line, that is a great place to be. Connor said the Minnesota game, I was one of the kids playing soccer in the rain. Oh, yeah, and I pulled up on y'all. Yeah, I remember that, yeah. We're definitely upgrading each position piece by piece. Cuba says, yeah, we needed to do it. Yeah, man. Well, Leggy said it himself after the Miami game, dude. If this is how we play all the games, and they said that this is what he said. If this is how we play all the games, and they said that we only won one game, I'm surprised. He's a new player. Maxwell Willedge, all right, Connor, take it easy, bro. Maxwell Willedge is a new player, and he's coming in with a fresh set of eyes. And he looked at the history and couldn't believe it, bro. He said that's because he's used to Nashville being a dominant team. He can't imagine us being what we used to be, and that's what we used to be before he came in. But that is the standard now. Nashville dominates games. That's the standard. Let's talk about the goalkeeper, man. With Brian Schwacke, bro. Let me tell you, man. Schwacke has redefined goalkeeping for this club. Joe Willis was solid. Joe Willis was reliable, but Schwacke is a different animal, bro. 12 games unbeaten in the Nashville shirt. Only 2 goals conceded in 7 matches this season. Yo, he said, I'm here for the Schwacke. He said, hey, he's in your head. He's in your head. Schwacke. Bro, Cupid said I have so much. Bro, Spitz, you have the floor, Cupid. What you got, man? What you got on Schwacke, bro? To let the people know. Clean sheets against Dallas. Clean sheets against Miami. Clean sheets against Columbus. Joe Willis, man, I'm a huge fan of what he's done. Yeah, same. I don't know who it is, but some people are talking about Schwacke like he could be a national team contender, and I'm like, ain't no way, bro. It's too late for that, bro. There's no like that, not especially not for a World Cup, bro. G said Joe Willis, I feel like he's made so many mistakes that's cost a lot of things. Man, I don't want to co-sign that, but I will partly co-sign that. I will partly co-sign. I'm like, yeah, I think there was a lot that made it to where Joe Willis was like constantly under pressure. And for a man who was constantly under pressure, I felt like he did very good. But there were times that was like, yeah, this one's on you, Joe. This one's on you, especially with like his distribution. He could get really sloppy sometimes, man, and that would cost us games. That would cost us games, bro. You hate to see it. But with Schwacke, man, it's not just the saves with him. It is the distribution. It is the organization that he has. BJ said that he creates, I don't even know what this means, but BJ said that he creates a great density in front of the goal. He said what really was a wow moment for me was against Miami. When he got that, like that top bin, you talking about Joe Willis? Yeah, bro. I think that's what did him in, bro. I think that was when they realized, yo, we can't have this guy in the Open Cup. Like, if he's just going to pass the ball to one of the greatest players that's ever lived, and it's on the other team, no, sir. But with Schwacke, it's not that, man. He commands the box. He's calm with the ball at his feet. He starts attacking with his passing. That is a modern goalkeeper. That is what the Gary Smith era never had, bro. The Gary Smith era never had a goalkeeper who distributes the ball and begins the attack from the back. But let's just not, that's on top of that. We've talked about the defensive upgrades. But what happened with BJ also and Mike Jacobs, they went out and got offensive weapons. They went up and got Espinosa, second in MLS MLS assists over the last 5 years. He chose Nashville. They went out and got Madrigal with his historic debut. Sam Surridge broke damn near every scoring record last year with his passing. Or not with his passing, sorry. He broke damn near every scoring record and then signed an extension. Mukhtar is still Hani Mukhtar, people. He's still Hani Mukhtar, people. He's still someone you gotta be worried about. Cuba said, yeah, I really like how comfortable he is in the ball and the distribution. Yeah, huge fan of Schwacke. Me too, bro. Me too. Under Gary Smith, if Mukhtar had a bad game, this is everybody knows this. Nashville lost, simple and plain. Under Gary Smith, if Mukhtar had a bad game, Nashville lost. Under BJ Callahan, if Mukhtar has a quiet game, Sam Surridge scores. Or Espinosa creates. Or Yazbek assists. I could keep going. Or Madrigal runs at you. Or Rubens sneaks one in. There's always a threat. And that's because the philosophy demands that everybody on the pitch contribute. And that means you, fans. Just gonna do a quick plug, man, for Mixtape 615. We want more members in the Mixtape 615 supporter group. BJ Callahan wants more. He wants everybody to attack and everybody to defend. What you can do as a fan is make sure you're in that supporter section, cheering your city little head off with me and the Mixtape 615 crew. Cupid says we were too reliant on Hani, but now we have different players that can provide different things, which is important. Let me ask you guys this. Waleji versus Walker Zimmerman. Maximo Waleji versus Walker Zimmerman. Who would you rather have anchoring this defense right now? Let's be honest. Everybody got to be honest. I want to know. I need to know, guys. It's Maxwell Waleji for me. It's for sure Maxwell Waleji for me. Let's flip the script a little bit. Let's talk about the results. Definitely feel he can be even better. Wow, bro. A better Maxwell Waleji is than what he is right now is a scary thing for the rest of the MLS, and I can't wait to see it. Let's talk about the tight game problem, meaning 1-0 games, 0-0 draws, 1-0 losses. This is the biggest difference from Nashville 1. This is it right here. This is the biggest difference from Nashville 1.0 to Nashville 2.0. Under Gary Smith, tight games were a nightmare for us. I got like very nervous and very scared. 1-0 lead at the halftime for us would always turn into a 2-win loss after 90 minutes. It was the worst thing ever to be a fan in this era. It was, you know what I mean? Nashville fans, like we're always bracing for the worst because we've seen it so many times. We just did what we've, you know what I mean? Like it's a late goal, a set piece, a breakdown, a defensive lapse. Joe Willis gives it to the other team, and we lose 1-0. If we were like 0-0 in the 80th minute, it's a very good probability that it would either stay that way or we would lose 1-0 in the very last minute. What's your favorite game that you've been to? Not to hop off the script. Club America in the Leagues Cup finals, because the team had almost given up. The crowd had almost given up. We were going to lose that game, and we got the craziest lifeline ever. Opposing players, fans try and run onto the pitch. They get tackled. I tackled one of them down. It was just a crazy game for me, man. Like, even though the Leagues Cup game was like super intense, the final against Messi was super intense. I loved it. We beat Minnesota before that we beat Monterrey. But it was the Club America game that like probably cemented me as like a diehard fan of this team, because it was just such a crazy moment. Like, we were all ready to leave. We thought the game was over. We thought we lost, and the ref said that the dude came off his line in his penalty shootout. So then we got to shoot again, and we ended up winning the game. And it was just the craziest. It was crazy. I don't even know how else to describe it. But like, here's the thing. We were talking about the 1-0 losses that we would always experience in like the last 10, 15 minutes of games under Gary Smith. Under BJ Callahan, that script has been flipped. Nashville is now the team scoring in stoppage time. Nashville is a team stealing 3 points late on the road. We just did that at Columbus. Mukhtar, in the 94th minute, scores the 25,000th goal in MLS history and his 150th goal as a boy in gold, and that is a smash and grab on the road, bro. That doesn't happen by accident. It just doesn't. That happens because the team believes it can score at any moment. Under Gary Smith, by the 80th minute, that team was just trying to survive. Let's be so honest, guys. Under Gary Smith, by the 80th minute of the games, they were just trying to hang in there and see if they can take a point out of the game. Under BJ Callahan in the 80th minute, this team is still hunting. That is a mentality shift that starts with the coach. If he's out here saying, yo, go out there and get me a goal, you got 10 minutes left in the game, you got 5 minutes left in the game, he's putting Rubens Pacias in with like 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left in the game, and going and being like, yo, go score. Go. You got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that Rubens has to pick up on, because the coach is putting him in there saying, you are here to do one thing, and that is to score. So that's why I'm a big Rubens fan. I really want to see what he can do with whatever minutes BJ Callahan gives him. Let's look at some numbers. Let's check some numbers. Look at this season. Let's look at the season so far. It's 3-0, 3 wins, one no losses, one tie. In MLS, 10 points. We're on the top of the East. I think we're losing in goal differential to NYCFC. And we scored like 15 goals or something like that across all competitions. 8+ different goal scorers. The defense is just as good as it was in the Gary Smith era, arguably better. The defense is arguably better than it was under Gary Smith. But now you've got an elite tack to come with it. As a fan, bro, it's hard to believe that we're the same team that has lost lost games to Charlotte FC and a bad New England team and couldn't beat the Red Bulls for forever. It's hard to believe that that's the same team I'm looking at now, because it's not. It's not, except for the defensive mentality is still there. We shut out Messi. We held him to one shot on goal. I think just one shot in total. We outshot Miami 15-8. We won in Columbus. We beat Minnesota 3-1. We put 4 past New England and whatever his name is, the goalkeeper over there. Used to play for Arsenal, I believe. This team doesn't just defend. This team attacks, and when they need to defend, they're even better at it than before. The Columbus game was a perfect example of what I'm talking about. The Columbus game was actually a perfect bridge between these two eras. Nashville went in, they rotated the squad, they absorbed the pressure, had 42% of possession. What did they have? Let's take a look at the stats real quick. What are the stats? Matt Turner, yes, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, Matt Turner. I forgot this guy's name, man. Nashville had 42% possession in the game total, and that's that looked just like the old days. Columbus had more shots, more corners, more of the ball. Classic Nashville. That was a classic Nashville defensive performance. But here's the difference once again. Under Gary Smith, I'm telling you that game ends 0-0. I'm telling you that game, if Gary Smith was the head coach still, that game ends 0-0. We lose on we lose on a late set piece from Columbus Crew. Under BJ Callahan, we bring on Serge and Mukhtar at halftime, and who else do we bring on, man? We brought on a lot of guys. Let's see. Yeah, we brought on Christian Espinosa, Patrick Yazbek, Sam and Hani came on at halftime. Andy Nahar came on. I don't remember when all these subs came on, but we brought in our main squad who were just trying to keep warm for the game on Wednesday against Miami. But we bring them on and we win. We win in stoppage time. Same defense, same defensive foundation. Completely different outcome. Completely different, guys. That is the evolution. Chat, can you imagine Gary Smith's Nashville winning that Columbus game? Can you imagine that? I wouldn't have. I would have thought we would have just tried to scrape out and get 1 point out of that. That's what I would have seen. I would. That's where I'm. That's where I'm at, man. This is this team. This is the machine right now. Let me bring it all together. Once again, what is the difference between Gary Smith's Nashville and BJ Callahan's Nashville? What's your question, Cuban? What you thinking, bro? I'm gonna open this pack of One Piece stickers. It's like a chocolate wafer, but they have these collectible whatchamacalls in them. Just waiting on your question, bro. Want to see what's in here, bro. So we have these like chocolate wafers. Do you think Inter Miami fans are plastic? I think that's a tough question because I always hate bashing on another fan base unless they're Cincinnati. Damn it, I think I already have this guy. The Cypher Pole guy. I'm pretty sure I already have him. Actually, I might have given it away to somebody now I think about it. Yeah, I think I gave it to my friend. aren't Inter Miami fans plastic? I think there are a lot of actual Inter Miami fans out there. Yeah, I already have this one. Who wants this? Oh, wait. These are two different stickers, actually. Take a look at that. I got this and I got this. So these two are completely different. Okay, not bad. I'll take it. I think that there I remember when Inter Miami, excuse me. Yeah, I get these. I have places, bro. I have places I go. Yeah, these are collectibles, man. I've just been collecting them for a while now. I think the best one is probably honestly, it's probably this one right here. This Cypher Pole guy. This was the sickest one. I think there used to be real Inter Miami fans when they first came into the league, and then those guys kind of got priced out of their own club, unfortunately. Like I don't really see them. They're not as active anymore online. I feel like they can't go to as many games because it's just so expensive to have Messi play in your stadium. Um, and yeah, dude. So I think a lot of the Inter Miami fans that you see now are literally just Messi fans who Pokemon fan. Bro, I have two ETBs here that I'm still like waiting to I'm still waiting to open. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I know I'm gonna wait on the Ascended Heroes, but I think this Black Bolt Scarlet Vita might be the one that I might open. I also have a Japanese Ninja spinner set. It's gonna be Chaos Rising when it comes to America, but that's on the way. It should be here tomorrow. Yeah, I think that a lot of the Miami fans that you see are yeah, they're plastic in the fact that they really just want to support Messi, which is understandable. They're big Messi fans. Um, and they don't really care who he plays for. You know what I mean? So I'll say this: there are real Inter Miami fans out there. We miss you. Come back. Hopefully they don't price you out of your stadium anymore once Messi leaves. But it feels like the majority of Miami fans are just Messi fans, and that makes them plastic. Not because they're Messi fans, but because they don't really care about the club. I'm gonna support Nashville SC no matter who plays for this team. I will. I don't care. We could have this the crappiest team. I'll still support the team. Um, we did have a crappy team, and I and I did support the team. So yeah, it's really been a question where, of course, they have real fans, but I feel most aren't. Nah, they're not actual fans of Miami. And I don't know, maybe this is what the catalyst didn't need. Maybe they will become fans. Maybe Miami is playing the biggest psyop on us of all, which is bringing in plastic fans and turning them into real fans. Because Messi's not going to be there forever, and that's the real question. That's what they really have to figure out: is what are they going to do when Messi leaves? How are they going to keep all these fans? And they're on the merry-go-round of who do we bring in that is still like how many fans of people are of Messi who are going to be fans of the next superstar they bring in. So they always are going to have some big superstar who's maybe just a little bit out of his prime, but still miles ahead of the MLS. I think they were linked with Neymar, and I don't know who else is out there right now that could replace Messi for Inter Miami, but best believe they're already doing that work. So that's not going to change with them. They're always going to have some like big name on that team. I mean, Rodrigo de Paul is over there right now. Yeah, I thought that with all the stars they've had already, they'll still be able to have. Yeah, they're gonna be that team. Basically gonna be the L.A. Dodgers, the New York Yankees of the league of MLS, and they're just gonna keep bringing in huge superstars again, who are either now with the MLS changing seasons or off seasons to match the European schedule. They're gonna be able to bring in some really good guys after Messi. It just matters like what needs to happen is they just have to make sure they have the money, and that's going to be tough. That's going to be something that really messes them up if they're not managing their contracts correctly, which I think they're doing an okay job apparently. That's what the league tells us at least. Allegedly. Connor, what's up? Connor's back. All right, let's finish this out, man. Let's close this one out. What has changed under BJ Callahan is after they defend. Under Gary Smith, the defense was the ceiling. Under BJ Callahan, the defense is the floor. It's just a starting point. It's what enables everything else. Both of the center backs can defend and progress. allegedly. A goal. They have two center backs who can defend and defend and progress. They have a goalkeeper who can save and distribute. They have midfielders who can screen and create. Tagsef Yazbek. They have wingers who can track back and attack. Bauer, Andy Nahar. I love it now, who's getting involved in the attack. They have a striker who presses from the front and scores 30 goals a season, Sam Surridge. Nashville went from a team that was built to survive to a team that's built to thrive, and I love it, bro. I love it, man. Same DNA, different animal. The old 600, the old like Cutlass Supreme, the old Honda Accord that we used to be, because Nashville used to be a really nice Honda Accord. We were like a 2023 Honda Accord, bro. Nice, get you from point A to point B. But now we're a Hellcat, and we're going from 0 to 100 in like 30 seconds flat, bro. It could happen like that. 6 seconds flat, reliable, man. You know what I'm saying? I cannot wait to see what the finished version is. And we're about to find out. We're about to find out, man, how far this machine can go. It's going to get tested on Wednesday night. Fort Lauderdale, Inter Miami. Tomorrow, not tomorrow. Wednesday. Today's Monday still. Champions Cup quarterfinal on the line. Nashville 2.0 versus the MLS Cup champions, bro. Nashville 2.0 versus the MLS Cup champions. Quick plug, I am going to be at Corner Bar South with the rest of the mixtape crew. Come out, just watch the game. It's no cost to you unless you want to buy drinks or food or whatever. It's just a regular watch party. It's going to be fun. We do all the chants and everything, man. Guys, I'm telling you, you want to watch the game with us. You don't want to watch it by yourself at home, because if we make history, that is going to be a night to remember. And it's very family friendly. If you're like young, don't worry about it, man. One of my the guys there, he brings his like 5-year-old kid. Another guy has like a 12-year-old, 14-year-old kid, and they're having a great time. Everybody's there watching soccer, man. So come hang out with us. Corner Bar South Wednesday at to watch the Champions Cup second leg against Miami. Let's finish this thing out, man. Gary Smith's Nashville wouldn't have been in this position that we're in right now. Gary Smith's Nashville would have lost to Miami in leg 1 and been eliminated already. We would be going into this game trying to salvage respect, not trying to get past to the next round. We would have just tried to show Miami, you're not going to steamroll us. But like the game would have been over. Messi would have scored 2 in the first leg, and maybe Allende gets one in, and we'll be chasing from behind. And Miami would already be thinking about the next round if they're going to play Club America or Philly. BJ Callahan's Nashville already shut out Messi. They went to Columbus and won with a stoppage time goal, and now they're going into Florida, not worried about the league. They're already ahead of the league right now. We got 10 points in the league. There's people right below us, but like the fact that we beat Columbus Crew on the road, we got those 3 points that we needed. Now we can turn our full focus onto the Miami game without thinking like, oh man, after that we gotta go and beat who is it who we playing on Saturday? Who is it? Let me see. What's the next game after that, man? What's the next game after that we have after Miami? Let's see. Oh, Orlando City. Is it Orlando City? That is not going to be fun. That is not going to be That's going to be a tough one, man. If you guys don't know, everybody hates Orlando. They're like Chris Rock. What the hell? Where's my live? I hate it when they act like I'm not here. One thing I really want to see is our fans keep the same energy that we do against Miami, against every team, not just when we face Miami. That's real, dude. Cuban knows what's up. I try and get them amped up, bro. Every game, man. I don't care who the opponent is, bro. I try and get the fans, the support section amped up, bro. Man, bro, we do a good job. The support section's been doing a great job this year, I think. Loud against Minnesota, loud against Ottawa, definitely loud against Miami, man. We had a good time, bro. It's a great time in the supporter section, man. But here's the thing, man. The biggest tell right now is the evolution in Nashville since the Gary Smith era to the BJ Callahan era is the fact that this team is going in to Miami ready. Like Miami is going in knowing that, hey, we could get eliminated right now. This team means business. That's the difference. That is why I believe in this team. They have already announced themselves to some of the biggest names in this league, and they've put the whole league on notice. And Miami is now on the back foot trying to defend their honor, their title, their Champions Cup run, instead of in the second leg of this fixture already being focused on the next game because they know they're getting through. That is the biggest sign of the evolution of this team. I'm SF Doom, Nashville's ultimate fan. I was here for the Gary Smith 0-0 draws. I'm here for the BJ Callahan stoppage time winners. This is the best version of Nashville SC that has ever existed, and we're just getting started. Boys in gold, baby. Up the Yotes. Big Coyote, man. Woo! Man, that was a fun one. That was a fun one, guys. I really enjoyed doing that, man. I've been wanting to do more BJ, more like, instead of just doing I've been doing a lot of just focusing. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Cupid. I've been doing a lot of just focusing on like trying to like, talk right after they happen and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, let me, so this was something I was thinking about today earlier, man. I was like, man, what is the team still has a strong defense, bro. The team's like, I really thought that the defense would be something that we just kind of lost with like the more attacking. And that's not been the case. Let's turn some music on, bro. That's not been the case, and I love it, man. I love the fact that the defense is still very much, like out here going strong, bro. And on top of that, you're adding some elite defending. What's his face? Put my man's on skates. What's his name? Christian Espinosa put Rudy Camacho on skates. That was crazy to see. Yeah, big fan, bro. Honestly, I'm surprised because usually when teams fix one part of the team, the other part goes bad. And that's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I was very worried about, man. Very worried about that. You guys want to see me open this box of this ETB? I've been saving it for, I don't know what I'm saving it for, man. I'm thinking I might do it tonight, bro. He said, of course. All right, let's do it. I mean, let me end the YouTube stream. I think I got what I needed. YouTube, it's been real. Thank you for tuning in. What the hell? It's been real. If you guys want to see me open this box of YouTube, if you want to see me open this box, come and find me on TikTok at Young Turtle. All right, we're going to end that stream. Let's see here.